Hey guys, so this video is a 2022 Jacksonville crash course on the major zip codes in Jacksonville. We're going to cover Clay County, Duval County, St. Johns County, and we're going to go over, some important topics. And I've got a lot of notes here.
I'm Jamie Tajera, co-owner of Edge Group Real Estate here in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Carrie Hustis, co-owner and team lead. While Carrie runs all things sales, my day-to-day with investments and developments keeps me in two places. In the field, checking out potential opportunities, and on the computer, researching hyperlocal data. So if you're looking for insight on Jacksonville real estate, you've come to the right place. Thanks for checking out our channel, and if you like it, please be sure to subscribe.
So the first thing we're going to go over for each zip code is the percentage of renters in that market. The reason that's important is because if you were looking at Jacksonville from an investment standpoint, you live out of town, whatever, you want to know, hey, is this a rental area? Are other people looking at this from a rental standpoint? And then ask the question, why, right? We are going to give you more of a deep dive into those because some of these statistics skew the reality of what's really happening in some of these zip codes. The second thing is median household income, right? So if you are, again, an out-of-town investor or you're looking to buy for yourself, there's certain things that you're, kind of looking for, right? Median sales price, what can you expect to pay, right in the middle for a house? Again, we're going to do a deep dive into some of these little areas because Jacksonville, almost all of Duval, St. Johns, and Clay County, they are all very pockety, right? I can go 4 blocks away and my median home price is going to change drastically. The next topic we're going to cover is the median rent for a 3-bedroom home. And then the next thing and last thing that we're going to kind of go over is we came up with a gross rent multiplier. That's basically the rent for a 3-bedroom home and the median sales price for that zip code. So it's going to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. And then the very last thing we're going to go over, which we'll go, while we're talking about each zip code, is major landmarks or some sort of economic driver in that zip code. Jacksonville's really big, so we're going to kind of move in groups. We're going to start on the southwest side of what we consider Jacksonville, basically like the Orange Park, Middleburg kind of area. And one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to go over basically southwest side, go up north, and then go back towards the beach. It might be reversed based on how I'm doing it with the camera. But it'll give you a crash course in each one. In the comment section, I'll have the timetables for each zip code and the statistics that we're sharing with you. And then I'm not exactly sure how, but it'll be in the comments. You can get access to this spreadsheet if you kind of want to play around with it, whatever you want to do with it. So let's get started. Here's the thing with Jacksonville, you've got 3 major counties. And if you wanted to, count Nassau in there, Amelia Island, I wouldn't, personally, basically growing up in Jacksonville, but Jacksonville is the biggest city land-wise in the country. So it's huge. We've had people come in and say, hey, I just want someone to drive me around Jacksonville for a day. Well, you're going to have to kind of pick an area that makes sense. And the smartest way to do it is to use I-10 and cut it horizontally, right? And then you've got 2 halves, the northern half and the southern half, and then use the river to cut it again. And now you've got 4 pieces of a pie. And that's kind of the easiest way to look at it. If you were going to break Jacksonville into 4 cities, that's kind of the best way to do it. There are some nuances, but we'll get into those as we go. We're starting with our first zip code is 32068. And it highlights it for me, which is wonderful. So we're not covering Green Cove Springs, but so Middleburg, we're seeing a lot of homes, I would say, it's kind of all over the place. There's a lot of land out there. There are some newer communities that have come up in the last 10 years and that are going up now. Your percentage of renters in Middleburg is 22%. Median household income is $66,000. Median sales price for a home is $275,000. median rent for a 3-bedroom is $1,520. And then that gross rent multiplier for Middleburg is 15. So 15 years to basically pay off that investment on a cash on cash basis. So Middleburg, I would say, is it's a very, if you're comparing single family home types, you do have some of the rural areas. You do have more of the dense PUD, HOA type communities. You can see that this one zip code is big. Our next zip code is 32065, which is Orange Park. And it's a much smaller zip code. You've got Oakleaf Plantation, way more PUD, HOA communities, Eagle Landing Golf Club. This is also still considered Clay County. And then right over here, you're in Duval County. So it's a much smaller zip code than your 32068. So 32065, you've got 25% of the occupants are tenants. Median household income is $73,000. Median sales price is $310,000. Median rent for a 3-bedroom is $1,480, and median gross rent multiplier is 17. Let's jump into here. I would say the big zip code here, or the big neighborhood here, would be Oakleaf Plantation. I would say what's it saying? 25% is renters. There's a heavy, concentration of homes like this, which are perfect hedge fund houses. A lot of out of town investors, like these newer homes as well. But this is, when I think of 32065, that's what I think of. And you might have some outliers. So where the statistics can kind of lie is that, your rent, I would assume that the rent for 32065 would be higher than 32068. And that's because you've got Oakleaf Plantation, you've got Eagle Landing. However, you don't have that many rental properties available in this zip code. So it makes, 068 look like it might be a higher priced area because the rents are $50 higher on average. They just have more rentals available in that zip code. So moving on to the next one, 32003. We've got Fleming Island. It's basically this big island cut off by these little creeks. So economic driver for basically this whole area. Obviously, a lot of people will commute to different places in Jacksonville. The big thing here is going to be NIS Jacksonville. A lot of people are commuting back and forth. That's kind of the big driver here. And, basically for most of this area, Jacksonville has a lot of medical and a lot of logistics and military. Those are the 3 major drivers for Jacksonville economy. So in Fleming Island, we're looking at 18% are renters, $98,000 median household income, $398,000 median sales price, $1,600 median rent for a 3-bedroom, and then 21-year gross rent multiplier. So kind of from the math, when you're looking at median household income, from those 3 zip codes, Fleming Island definitely looks like a higher price point area. You do have more HOA neighborhoods. There's a lot of growth happening there, and that has already happened, honestly, in the last 10 years. There's a lot going on there, a lot of newer neighborhoods. Let's see if we can just do a totally random drop in. Where did I land? Okay, so I landed in a retail section with some schools. But yeah, you can even see on this Google map, these buildings are like very new. If you're familiar with Nocatee, I would say Fleming Island is kind of the west side version of Nocatee. All right. So we're still here in our southwest zone. Let's go to our next zip code, 32244. All right, so 32244, we've got percentage of renters is 41%. $57,000 median household income. Median sales price is $235,000. Average rent in 32244 is $1,650. Again, high volume of renters, high volume of rental properties, and now we're showing a higher rental rate than we were in Fleming Island. And if I were to compare the two, I would say, I mean, even just the numbers alone, your median sales price for Fleming Island is almost $400,000, but the rent is only $1,600, right? Volume of rental properties available is going to impact that. And then you've got 44 with $235,000 sales price, with a $1,650 median rent, and a gross rent multiplier of 12. So let's move on to our next one. And let's just drop in, actually, before we move on, let's drop into Jacksonville Heights. I would say when I think of 32244, this is what I think of. So you've got 1950s, 1960s, 1970s homes, brick, concrete block, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. What's my median income here? 57,000, right? I think median income for the US is like 49. Median household income, could be wrong, but you know, this is, for me, I consider this a great rental area. I love these concrete block homes. You know, I like the lower maintenance style. If I can get something here, replace the roof, plumbing, electrical, if it needs it. I know I've got concrete block, brick home. This is why, you know, you've got over 40% renters, because this is the ideal rental type property. Let's jump out. And not to say there's not newer communities. There's actually another neighborhood here that I like a lot. Let's see if I can actually find it. So Argyle Forest, this is would be another example. I would say these are more 1980s homes, 1990s homes. Oh, of course, it's not going to drop me in where I wanted to go. Here we go. So a little bit newer, right, but still in the same zip code. Great little pocket neighborhoods. And let's see, what's my average price point? 235. I would say that these are probably a little bit higher than that. These are in the 250s to 300s, low 300s, high 200s. All right, let's go to our next one, 32210. So we're going right up, and I am skipping some of these, not that there's nothing going on there. It's just, they're not one of the major ones. And they kind of feed off of these zip codes. So 32210, this is where we start getting a little bit more dynamic. 32210, you've got 47% renters, 53% of them are homeowners, 49,000 median household income, 200,000 median sales price, $1,400 for a 3-bedroom, and a 12 for a gross rent multiplier. This is where hyper local knowledge of Jacksonville is going to matter. Okay. If I'm an investor and I'm looking for, you know, that low GRM, gross rent multiplier, similar to kind of the 60s, 70s concrete block, brick houses, that's what I like, right? That's kind of my target for rental properties, or mostly what we're looking at now is apartments, right? This is a good zone, right? On this side of the water. Lakeshore is also great for that. Here's what's happening though. Right here, you've got Ortega, and this is a very high price point. And so when you're looking at median household income at 49,000, that might be the median, right? It's very, very high right here. It gets higher here. And then, you're by water. That's kind of a known factor. But Cedar Hills, we were talking about those 60s, 70s houses. Love this neighborhood. It's a great neighborhood. This neighborhood, I mean, look, you've got a rental right there. What do we got? 47% rentals. The odds of me dropping on that are exactly 47%. But, they're cute older homes. I would say prices here are around, on a retail standpoint. What's it say? I'm at 200. I would say they're a little higher here. For a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I would say you're in the 230s, 240s, 250s. And then, in the same breath, being in the same zip code, let's take a look at Ortega. You'll see what I mean. These houses are much different, bigger, historic houses. This is also where Yacht Club is, and I believe Timuquana Country Club is also there. But yeah, and then Lakeshore. So if these are much older houses, these are going to range anywhere from, I would say, 400,000 to, I want to say the top might be 3 or 4 million. And then over here in Lakeshore, you've got I would say more historic homes, more historic, more affordable, but it's kind of a mix, because down here, you've got these little brick, bungalow 30s, 1940s type houses. And then we go back to like the 1960s houses, more over here by Cassett Avenue, and Lakeshore Boulevard, which I can't seem to find. Oh, that's up. But yeah, so you've got 1940s, 1930s homes. You also have this really cool area over here. Again, on the water, your prices go up. We actually did a renovation on Marquette. I think we sold that house for $460 about 2 years ago. Today, it's probably a $650 house. It's not on the water. And then these houses on Woodmere are very high priced, but you've got really, really cute little coffee shops and cool places down here. And you've got a really good breakfast pita place called Goalpost, if you're ever interested in that, and Chamblin's Book Mine. But so that's Lakeshore, Ortega, and then Hyde Park and Cedar Hills. But so 32210, you've got there's a lot of dynamic change there, price point, rental, everything. All right, so let's look at our next one, which is 32205. Right up here. So similar to 10, you've got a lot of dynamic changes here. Avondale is a very high priced neighborhood. Now, there's a lot of debate among people who live in Jacksonville what the separation between Avondale and Riverside is. To me, it's McDuff. That's the line. So this is all Riverside, but Riverside has 2 zip codes to me. You've got Murray Hill still in 32205, and then you've got Hillcrest. Hillcrest, great, I would say, great houses there, 30s, 40s. This has more 1900s, 10s, 20s, bungalows, 30s, also 40s. You've got some other 1900s, 100-year-old historic homes. And as far as the numbers on 05, you've got 53% of the market is renters, 47% homeowners, $48,000 median income, $240,000 sales price median, $1,478 for a 3-bedroom, and then a 14 for your gross rent multiplier. Now, notice something on these statistics where it kind of throws you off. 05's got a 48,000 median household income, but the median sales price is $240. That's significant because 32210 has a slightly higher income with a lower price point, right? And so this is where the statistics kind of lie to you. Avondale's a very high price point neighborhood for Jacksonville. You've got houses on the water. They're beautiful historic homes. You've got more historic homes, like Avondale's historic homes, basically on this side of Roosevelt. Once you cross Roosevelt, you've got Murray Hill, which is another historic neighborhood, not as high priced, but you've got a 3-1 over here. A 3-bed, 1-bath is $300,000 over here. Hillcrest is much lower priced. There's probably more rentals here. What's skewing your rental and income data would probably be Hillcrest. This is a really, really cute area. If, whether you're buying a home, looking for rentals, from a rental standpoint, it's great from a price point standpoint, because you can get a 3-1, I want to say under 200,000. I know we had a small strip of developments that we did on Lakeshore Boulevard that today, I want to say they would all be priced, this is what most of the homes look like. I would say on Lakeshore, the new homes, I would say they're all worth a little under 200,000 or maybe just over 200,000. See if I can find it. Yeah, so these are probably worth, just over 200 or right under 200. So great affordable price point there. And then if I'm looking over in Avondale, you've got, similar to Ortega, you've got these really big, nice historic homes, whether you're on the water or not. These are all really historic. They're beautiful homes, high maintenance, lots of deferred maintenance. And if you're into historic homes, this is one of the areas to look at. And one of the big things in Avondale, and you'll find this in more of the, I want to say higher price point neighborhoods, but you've got these like shopping, these historic looking shopping districts. So this is called the Shops of Avondale. Nice little restaurants, little boutiques. Just that's what you'll find in Avondale. And then Murray Hill also has kind of a little shopping district right on Edgewood. Oh, I probably didn't go up far enough. So did I not go up far enough? Oh yeah. So you've got like restaurants, there's a library there. Murray Hillbilly, there is Community Loaves is a great breakfast spot. Antique shops. That's kind of what you're getting, the boutique-y kind of non-chain historic neighborhood. Okay, what's my next? Zip 04. Okay, so this is one I really wanted to go over. Again, this pocket, you've got historic homes, 5 Points, very busy boutique center. You've got a museum. You've got Memorial Park, it's a beautiful park. Homes on the water. If you want extreme walkability, Avondale is going to be one of your neighborhoods. Riverside, Murray Hill, these are going to be your walkable neighborhoods where you're going to walk to the coffee shop and stuff like that. 5 Points, again, that kind of boutique-y feel for, shopping, dining. And then from a home standpoint, you've got, most of Riverside, I want to say, is either bungalows or these 2-story like Craftsman, just beautiful homes. Again, if you're into the historic thing, I love these houses. This is one of those pockets. Now, here's where the numbers go, right? Riverside for 32204 is showing 73% renters and only 27% homeowners. $47,000 median household income with a $325,000 average home price, right? $1,625 3-bedroom rental, 17 for gross rent multiplier. here's why the numbers are skewed, okay? You've got this little pocket in here, which is historic homes. You've got extremely expensive homes on the river here, right? You also have a lot of apartments. I wouldn't say a lot. You have a few apartments here. And then you have this area over here called Brooklyn. So I just showed you this, you know, everything's less than 5 stories over here. Shopping district, craftsman homes, historic, you know, all of that. Now, this is all 100+ years old, right? So when I go over here to Brooklyn, let's make sure I drop us in the right spot. Boop. Now we've got what's considered like the financial district. And what this does not show is actually there's a whole new building that has actually, it's almost done. But you've got Black Knight, FIS, a lot of the financial companies here. And then there's, I don't know if it's showing, but I think there's another hotel there. Unity Plaza is newer. I want to say in the past 10 years, it might have gone by faster than I thought. But you've got all of these apartments, right? Huge influx of apartments because we're running out of places for people to live. These are high-priced apartments. If I remember correctly, a 2-bedroom is about $2,000, but you've got awesome views of the river. You've got the YMCA that you can walk to. So you basically have super high density apartments that are really nice, right? And then you've got your historic homes over here. That's the big skew in the number. You've got you've got a $325,000 average price point, right? Or median sales price. 73% renters, like that's telling you that you've got a lot of apartments there. Okay, so the next spot we're going to hit. So Riverside, Avondale, Murray Hill, San Marco down here, and then Springfield are all considered the urban core, right? So your historic homes, 100+ year old homes. Basically, you don't have HOAs, but you have to conform, your home and renovations have to conform to, you know, historic standards and stuff like that. 32206 is a big zip code. You have a lot of industrial shipping, and there's a big park, a big cemetery, beautiful cemetery. Trying to think, you've got a Jacksport over here. So there's a lot of industrial. So with your industrial, you're gonna have some lower price point homes. In Springfield, well, in 32206, I should say, you have a neighborhood called Springfield that is a historic only district, right? And it's basically, I want to say, let's go from Clark Street up to 12th and over. So it's this little block. And you're going to notice something similar to the other neighborhoods. As soon as I drop you right on Main Street, well, there's a lot of construction. This must be newer, but you've got this whole little shopping district thing going on, right? Again, another walkable neighborhood. And if I go one block over, I've got beautiful, you know, historic homes. 2-story craftsman, you know, basically kind of what you expect in a historic neighborhood. So I didn't pull the exact price, the median price point here, but these homes are going for 350, 400, 450, 1,800 square foot home, 3.2. The numbers for 06, 57% renters, $30,000 median income, $142,000 median sales price, $1,000 for a 3-bedroom, and $12,000 for your GRM. Now, I just showed you Springfield with super high price points, right? What's bringing that number back towards the statistic is, you know, some of the real estate that's by the more industrial shipping, you know, in those kind of areas. They're smaller bungalows, much smaller. They are older homes. From a rental standpoint, if you're looking for affordable rentals, homes to buy, to live in, you've got these areas that you could definitely look at. All right, let's go to 32208. You've got Tallulah, Panama Park. It's a big area. You've got areas on the water. Let's go over the numbers for 32208. 46% renters, 36,000 median household income, $135,000 median sales price, 1153 for a 3-bedroom median rent, and a 10 for the GRM. From an economic center, I would say that this would still be connected to NAS Jacks, Mayport, because you can get right on I-10, jump over. You can also go down Fort Caroline and Wonderwood, or 295 to Wonderwood. All right, 18 is another huge zip code. You've got JIA, the airport. You've got a community college campus. This is another one of those areas, kind of like 32068, right? Where you have these dense pockets and then you have more rural areas. And sometimes they're very close to each other. So an example in 32218, I would say is, let's look at a couple different areas. So this area is called Highlands. Oh, look. Your 40s, 50s block brick construction, cute little neighborhood, right? I would say these are probably under 200 right now. And then, so Turtle Creek is kind of a 70s, 80s. Those are newer. Definitely newer. I would say these are around 300,000. And then you've got, much newer over here off New Berlin. You can already see the KB homes. Let's check this out. Okay, so you've got your 1990s, 2000s homes, right? So I'm saying like 32218 is huge and Jacksonville's huge. So like if you were targeting a certain zip code, you got to kind of know what you're looking at. 18, you've got 39% renters, $60,000 median income, $275,000 median price point, $1,755 on rent, and then 13 for your gross rent multiplier. Let's go back and look at this little pocket because I want to show you how dynamic 32218 is. Whoa. This just put me inside of someone's house. Oh, this is the KB Homes thing. Okay. I would say New Berlin is almost a great example of what 32218 is kind of like. You've got all of this kind of like spread out. You've got some spread out homes. They're all by themselves. They're not in an HOA, anything like that. And then, nice, big, beautiful houses, some with their own like little driveways, and sometimes they're dirt driveways. And then you've got a whole brand new KB Homes community going up right there. Right. And so when I look to my right, I've got, this manufactured home all by itself. And then I turn around and I'm in a PUD, basically. See if I can come in here. Right, these are all 2000s, beautiful homes, 300s to 400s, probably all the way up to 500, 600. So that's 32218. So just for context, here's where we are. So we've made our way all the way from Middleburg all the way up here to the north side. So you've got Middleburg, Orange Park, you've got the west side, you've got the urban core, you've got the north side. And now our next zip code is 32277. So 32277, I consider that Fort Caroline area. You've got a lot of 1970s homes, 1960s homes. Once you cross over Fort Caroline, it's a little bit different. Again, Jacksonville is very pockety. You go from 50s houses, 60s houses, 70s houses. You know, depending on kind of where you're at. You've got beautiful homes on the water. You've kind of got two waterways here. You've got the St. Johns River that loops around on the big, you know, big water. And then you've got Mill Cove, which looks like this big expanse of water, which it is. It's just very, very shallow, great fishing spot. And you've got, again, St. Johns River, big freighters are going through here. So that's very deep. You see a lot of boats get stuck out here on oyster beds. So 32277, 49% renters, 53,000 median income, 260,000 median sales price, 1750 for a 3-bedroom, and a GRM of 12. And this does relate to 7.7, but at the beginning of the video, we talked about cutting Jacksonville into kind of 4 cities, using the river to cut it down the middle, and then I-10 that way. If you think about it from like, where am I going to go do my shopping? Essentially, your urban core has a bunch of like little boutique kind of places. The north side has a place called Riversity Marketplace. It's like basically a big mall, I guess you would call it. And then that would link to this, because once you get on 295, you can get over there. And then on the west side, you have something similar. You have like Oakleaf Shopping Center, I believe. But yeah, so 32211 is our next one to this nice little pocket. Again, water out, your values go from higher to lower. So 32211, 54% renters, $45,000 median income, 211,000 median sales price, 1472 for a 3-bedroom and a GRM of 12. You've got the St. Johns River here. There are some really cool neighborhoods on the water. Over here, you've got, this turns into Arlington River and Pottsburg Creek. It's awesome. Over here, you can still find some homes under $1 million on the water. I would say over here, your house is around 200. I would say non-water homes over here around 260 to 320. And then you probably stay about that number around 300,000 everywhere in here. And again, same situation. You've got areas where you've got 50s homes, 60s homes, 70s homes, 2000s. And over here, you've got Regency, which is a shopping area. You've got Lowe's, Home Depot, Target, all of that. So, all right, so here you would kind of be the same. You've got more shopping over here with Girvan. This is considered East Arlington. So you've got Fort Caroline, you've got West Arlington, and then East Arlington. East Arlington, I would say, is newer than you know, your West Arlington as a whole from a housing standpoint. So 32225, 32% renters, $79,000 median income, $330,000 median sales price, $1,875 for a 3-bedroom, and a 15 gross rent multiplier. Yeah, so East Arlington, newer houses, especially right down Kernan. And if you have an area in, you know, wherever you're at now, where you have a lot of chain restaurants, not a lot of boutiques, mostly chain restaurants, this is what it looks like. You do have, of course, the homes on the water, but I wouldn't expect a lot of like boutiques in this area. And you've got Queens Harbor. You do have some country clubs, golf clubs, yacht clubs. You've got Hidden Hills, the old one, which does not have a golf course in it. And then across the street, you have the newer Hidden Hills. I would say the older one was built in the 80s and the newer one was built in the 90s. Queens Harbor, one of Jacksonville's more exclusive neighborhoods, access to the intercoastal, deep water access. And yeah, so in there, you've got houses anywhere from, I would say actually, I'd probably say the bottom is probably 500,000 today. And you probably go all the way up to 2 or 3 million in that neighborhood. in Queens Harbor. So let's look at, now we're going to go a little backwards. So we're going to hit these beaches last. Okay, so 32207, again, we're going kind of back to that urban core. You want the boutique-y type walkability. San Marco is going to give you that. I'm going to drop you here in the square. It's called San Marco Square. Where did I just land? Oh, I landed on the wrong side, but it's okay. Not the wrong side, but so check that out while I go over the numbers for 07. 49% renters, $52,000 median income, $250,000 median sales price, $1,500 for a 3-bedroom, 14 gross rent multiplier. Again, super pockety neighborhood. From a sales price standpoint, I go from some of the most exclusive homes, you know, River Road, even down here, Alhambra, you've got very expensive homes on the water. Politicians live here, football players, and then 32207 again is very big very big zip code. So you've got a big fluctuation in your median sales price. Closer you are to the square, you know, easier walkability, your prices are going up. You've also got Spring Park, cute little neighborhood. Spring Glen and Spring Park, you can get access to, you know, some of these creeks that can take you into the St. Johns River. So you've got some waterfront homes there. This, yep, does not extend that far. So, all right, next zip code 32216. I love this little area. So you've got Holiday Hill, super cute neighborhood, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s homes. I would say almost the whole neighborhood. However, once you cross over into like Belfort, there's a lot of, I'll just drop you in so you can see. Right, so we've got these really big like ranch style houses, super cute. I would say three to 400s right now. I love that neighborhood. And then we jump over to, you know, actually where our office is. Hold on, let me make sure we're in the right zip code. Okay. How do I explain? So 32216 is where our office is, but I'm trying to give you a good example. This is not a great example. It's kind of, again, like not very like boutique-y, if that's what you're looking for. You know, South Point Parkway, a lot of office parks, a lot of business centers. That's basically what you've got on the south end. There are some HOA communities in here, like Secret Cove, but there's not a lot of them. All right. 32216. So now we're going 32216, 53% renters, a lot of apartments, 56,000 median income, 249 median sales price, $1,700, 3-bedroom rental, and a 12 for the GRM for 32216. 32246. So 32246 is very big. We'll break it up into kind of 4 areas. Basically, you've got the town center. Let's drop you right into there. And basically, the St. John's Town Center is a big mall, outdoor mall, Dillard's. A lot of the you know, national chains are there. A lot of apartments in the town center, right? So that's going to be your, I would say, your like shopping district. You know, for this whole area. Basically, this whole area. Let's zoom back in. And then you've got some older neighborhoods here, Southside Estates. You've got the University of North Florida, UNF, over here off Kernan. Anything on Kernan is going to be newer. I want to say 1990s and newer. You also have, let's make sure I'm in the same zip code. My cutoff is. You can see that the zip codes are really weird sometimes. You've got the Woods, gated community, Tamaya, high price point neighborhood, Sandalwood, 40s, 50s homes, ranch style homes. And then you've got a lot of neighborhoods here. Again, another shopping district closer to Regency, that 1-1 area where you got Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, stuff like that. So 32246. So my next one is 3224. All right, another very strange zip code arrangement. Look at this. It even cuts through. So I guess let's look at this area first. San Pablo, Castaway Preserve, homes on the intercoastal, beautiful homes. Most of these are going to be like 1980s and newer. They're again pockety. You've got some areas that are newer. Oh, and I guess UNF is actually part of that zip code. And then off Hodges, you have two, I would say more exclusive neighborhoods. So you've got Jack's Golf and Country Club and Golf Club. Great neighborhood, tiny pool, tiny clubhouse pool. And then you have Glen Kernan. A lot of the Jacksonville Jaguar players live there. And you have Mayo Clinic. Trying to think. Oh, and then you have Pablo Creek Reserve. Pablo Creek Reserve, beautiful homes, $1 million plus homes, similar to Glen Kernan. It actually doesn't allow me to put the little guy there. But yeah, basically 3 of your major Jacksonville gated communities are in that zip code. 32224. 2217. All right, we're bouncing back. All right, so now we're south of San Marco. Ranch homes, 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s homes. The big, I guess, deal here is you've got San Jose Country Club. It is not a neighborhood. It is just purely a golf club. A lot of deals get done there. It's also right across from Bowles, one of Jacksonville's, I would say, top private schools. If you know who Mac Jones is for the Patriots, the quarterback, that's where he went. I didn't point out the other private schools, but you've got Providence and Episcopal, Episcopal being over there and Providence being over here. You're close to Deerwood. Let's see what else I can point out. There is, I want to say Epping Forest, which Epping Forest is another high-end neighborhood, is in the zip code 32217. But here, you know, mostly what comes to mind is your ranch style homes. Let's just drop into one of these 1970s, 1980s ranch style homes. Yeah. And obviously you get closer to the water, it's a different type of home. So DuPont Avenue has some really cool like mid-century style homes as well. All right, 32257 is considered Mandarin, 38% renters, $63,000 income, 320 on the sales price, 1925 for a 3-bedroom, and 14 GRM. You've got Whole Foods. You do have like a little shopping area over here. It's got its own like Target. Actually, it has its own Target and everything. Trader Joe's over here. So if you're in Mandarin, right, and Mandarin can be 32257. It's also 32223, right? So you see that I just moved over, and then I've got 32258. I'm right over here. Now, here's an interesting thing with Jacksonville is that at a certain point, I think it's this road, you basically go from Duval County to St. Johns County. Oh, you can see it's St. Johns right there. But there's part of St. Johns, like the city essentially, that are part of Duval County, which is interesting. But basically all of this is Mandarin. Mandarin, you're in those 3 zip codes, you've got a median sales price of 320. I'll just go actually over all 3 of them. 32257, average or median sales price is 320. 32223, median sales price is 373, and 32258, median sales price is 366. I would say most of the homes are 1980s, 1990s builds. This is not, I wouldn't consider this like a bread and butter area for hedge funds, mostly because, and I like using the hedge fund as like an analogy because they like those 1990s 3-2 HOA type houses. I would say that the price point here is a little higher than kind of what they're looking for in Mandarin, but definitely established neighborhood. If anybody's talking about Jacksonville, they're usually talking about Mandarin in a good way. All right, let's go to 32256. Another big zip code, but you might notice that a lot of it's vacant land. So what we're looking at here is Deerwood, Bay Meadows, Target, Deer Creek Country Club, beautiful neighborhood. Deerwood, also gated community with a golf course. Deer Creek the same way. I would talk about Bay Meadows and this kind of area, national chain area, not a lot of boutiques. For 32256, 62% renters, lot of apartment buildings, 66,000 median income, 449,000 median sales price. Again, this is where the numbers don't really paint the whole picture, because most of your actual single family homes are in these 2 major neighborhoods, right? Everything else is rental communities, rental neighborhoods. 1895 for a 3-bedroom and GRM of 20. All right, now we're jumping into Nocatee. I would say lots of national chains. Nocatee is a newer neighborhood. You can basically, it's a newer, I wouldn't even call it a neighborhood. It's like just a whole area. I want to say they started in 2008. The market crashed, everything stopped for a while. And then in the last 10 years, everything's exploded. I think it's one of the fastest growing zip codes in the country. So for 32081, you've got 14% renters, 124,000 median household income, 561 median sales price, $3,000 median rent, and then a 15 on your GRM. And pretty much anywhere I drop here is kind of indicative of what everything looks like. Everything's new. It's just a whole new city, basically. Publixes, schools, everything brand new. All right, so 32095. All right, so just below it, the big thing here is Palencia. We're definitely getting into like St. Augustine territory. This is probably about as far south as we're going to kind of discuss. The thing is that some of Nocatee bleeds into this. So if you're looking at Nocatee and you're looking at, let's say this Settlers Landing neighborhood, you're probably going to look over here too, right? So it kind of bleeds into this. Anything on US 1 is kind of part of that growth station. I would expect that a lot of this land starts getting developed, into new neighborhoods. 32095, 20% renters, 78,000 median income, 428 median sales price, 1825 for a 3-bedroom, and a 20 on the multiplier. So, all right, now we're going back into I guess the heart of Jacksonville. So this is Mayport and Atlantic Beach. So big driver here, I would say, is the naval station. big deal, right? So that's definitely something that is, it's important to the zip code, right? You have, of course, oceanfront homes, Atlantic Beach Country Club, a lot of executives, a lot of high dollar activities happening here. And then I would say this is considered Mayport, right? So you've got Atlantic Beach right here, and then you've got Mayport. Royal Palms is over in here. Prices, so Atlantic Beach used to be, and you can still find a mix of, I want to say, older homes, those beach homes with like shake siding on them, and then you've got really modern stuff mixed in. If you're in Jacksonville, and even just for fun, it's a beautiful neighborhood to drive through. So there's some older homes that look like this. Are we on Beach Avenue? Yeah, we're right in front. A lot, I would say that a majority of the homes that are waterfront have not been torn down. And then in some cases, they have been torn down, and newer, either craftsman type homes or ultra modern homes have been built in place. Beautiful neighborhood to drive around if you're checking it out. Royal Palms, also part of Atlantic Beach. Your brick block, 1940s, 50s, 60s. The big appeal here is you've got the beach not very far away. You do have right here on the corner, you do have more boutique type restaurants, not as many chains, but you do have that availability. And so for 32233, you got 42% renters. Remember, you've got the military base right there. 66,000 median income, $480,000 median sales price, right? 1805 for a 3-bedroom. These beach communities, I wouldn't even pay attention to the statistics of a zip code as a whole, only because it's so dynamic. I mean, you've got oceanfront homes at all the way up to like $4 or $5 million, right? And then you've got more waterfront homes over here. The price fluctuations are just very different, no matter where you're at. The next zip code we're looking at is 32266, right below it. Right, tiny little zip code, same thing. Houses on the Intercoastal, houses on the ocean. If you're east of 3rd Street or A1A, your value is pretty high. And then if you're on the ocean, of course. So 32266, the numbers there, 33% renters, 94,000 median income, 631 on the median sales price, 2,200 for a 3-bedroom. Statistically, it's a high price point area. If you were to compare this zip code in its entirety to just this section of Atlantic Beach would crush it from I would say income and sales price. If generally a similar home, in Atlantic Beach in this area, right, same distance, east of 3rd Street, east of A1A, is going to sell for more than a similar house in Neptune Beach. And then from a scale standpoint, we're going to go into the next zip code, which is, I would say, that next step. Super weird zip code as far as like how it's drawn out. Same thing. From a statistical standpoint, we'll go over the numbers. 31% renters, 92,000 median income, 550 median sales price, 2665 for 3-bedroom rent, and 17 for the multiplier. You do have a lot more apartments here. You do have a lot more stores, more population here. Jacksonville Beach golf course, public course. You've got a Whole Foods. There's a lot more, I would say, stuff going on. In order to get, if you lived in Atlantic Beach, to get here, it takes you 15 minutes going down 3rd Street. There's a lot of lights. But yeah, so this is also part of Jax Beach. This area is called Isle of Palms. It's one of my favorite neighborhoods in Jacksonville. Bunch of little canals getting you to the water. If you can't tell, I love the water, specifically St. John's and Intercoastal. But if you like boating, fishing, getting, walking out of your backyard, straight to your boat, Isle of Palms is an ideal place to look. It's in this zip code, right? But it's not at the beach. And then, yeah, so right down here, I guess your shopping district, your Trader Joe's, Target is down here in South Jacks Beach. Home Depot, of course, can't do much without a Home Depot. But you generally separate Jacks Beach in people mention Jacksonville Beach, and then there's South Jacks Beach. This is South Jacks Beach. It's not necessarily south of Beach Boulevard or I-10. It's kind of like this, like the bottom third. All right, and then 32082. If you've watched TPC, this is what you're watching. Sawgrass, you've got Ponte Vedra Beach. There's also a lot of land and wildlife area. It's beautiful. If you love boating, you're going down the intercoastal, you'll see all this. It's beautiful. From a housing standpoint, statistically, 19% renters, 116,000 median household income. Median sales price is 936,000, with a median rent of $3,225 for a 3-bedroom. The fluctuation here in pricing is that in Ponte Vedra, once you get past Michler's Landing, you have these oceanfront homes. I'm pretty sure Bill Cowher from the Steelers owns one of these homes. They're huge. It's ridiculous. And they've got a lot of land with them. They're right on the ocean. They're beautiful. They're not in neighborhoods, right? Very exclusive homes. And then you do have your neighborhoods like Sawgrass. You do have apartments in Ponte Vedra, Sawgrass. If you watch TPC, you've seen the golf course. There's a neighborhood that's part of that. There's TPC. And so you can kind of see that it's like very dense neighborhoods. But the price point's also very high. You've got Ponte Vedra Inn and Club. I think people know that hotel and area around the world also has its own golf club. And then you're right here next to Trader Joe's and Target and everything. And the cool thing about, Ponte Vedra is, you've got the higher price point, you're by the ocean. You have Marsh Landing, which in some cases can get you access to that intercoastal, to your own boat if you want to, but you're right here on JTB, which gives you access to 95, 295. You're still at the beach, but you're not too far away from getting on a highway and getting where you need to go. So that's basically the breakdown of Jacksonville from a zip code standpoint. We basically started here, went all the way around, and then did the beaches kind of separately because they're their own little kind of area. If you have any questions about, what areas you're looking for, I would suggest, getting in contact with one of us from an agent standpoint, because we're going to be able to find what you're looking for in almost any zip code, depending on what your goals are. If you want to be by the beach, but you need to be under $300,000, we're going to be able to find you that, somewhere, right? You may not be at the beach, but you're going to be close to it, right? Every zip code has a high price point and then a low price point. And, knowing where to find those is a pretty big deal. I mean, some people live, work, eat, breathe, everything at the beach. They won't leave, but they have a limited affordability. There's a place for them. There's a place for everyone in each one of these zip codes, depending on where you work, where you live, and where you want to play. Jacksonville has a lot of water everywhere. So depending on a lot of factors, again, work, live, play, what are those 3 factors? Where do you want to be? We're going to be able to find it pretty much anywhere. From an investment standpoint, we look at all of this stuff, for multifamily apartments, commercial development. Jacksonville is blowing up. If you're from out of town, or you've only lived in one place in Jacksonville and never even looked at other zip codes, you might be surprised at what you find in some of these other zip codes that you've never been. So get with somebody that knows the all of these areas, so that you don't miss out on something. There's a lot of globalization in Jacksonville where they're like, oh, you don't want to live on this side of town. Well, there's this side of town that some people may not know about that's amazing, right? And it's like a hidden gem. And I love finding those, and I kind of know where most of them are. And our whole team does, because we talk about those in our sales meetings. But hope this was helpful. I know it's very long, but happy hunting. And if we can help, let us know.